आज के इस डिजिटल दौर में एआई यानी कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस नई संभावनाएं ला रही है, लेकिन क्या एआई स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ में सहायक साबित हो सकती है? आज इसी विषय को समझने का प्रयास करते हैं।
टेक्नोलॉजी आज हमारी जिंदगी का अभिन्न हिस्सा है। मेंटल हेल्थ के क्षेत्र में भी तकनीक हमारी मदद कर सकती है। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से हम अपनी मानसिक सेहत से जुड़े सवाल पूछ सकते हैं और उस प्रॉम्प्ट पर एआई हमें गाइड कर सकती है। इसी विषय पर फोकस करती है किताब डिजिटल धर्मा, हाउ एआई कैन एलिवेट स्पिरिचुअल इंटेलिजेंस एंड पर्सनल वेल-बीइंग। The book navigates the balance between technology and expanded awareness. This is the 95th book authored by world-renowned Dr. Deepak Chopra.
Human beings are the peak of evolution. Still, sometimes we may wonder that what we know about life is a drop in the ocean. What is there to be known is the ocean itself. And for self-awareness, while we may go to a mystic, yogi, counselor, guru or a teacher, in digital age, there is one more option: artificial intelligence. Yes, AI can be my spiritual guru. Machine learning can enhance deeper learning. How? Let's discuss with the world-renowned Dr. Deepak Chopra. Namaskar, good morning.
Namaskar.
Dr. Chopra is a pioneer in the field of integrative medicine and personal transformation, and he has written his 95th book that is titled Digital Dharma. Congratulations. Wow. What is this book all about?
This book was about how to use digital technology to access body, mind and spirit, and ultimately guide you to the domain of self-awareness. So, you know, when we use spiritual methodologies, self-reflection, Atma Vichar, which is called, then meditation, Vipassana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, meditation, what we call yamas and niyamas. These are the basic elements of yogic practice. So jab aap Yog Patanjali, if you read, the most important verse after the first verse is Yog Chit Vritti Nirodh. So जो हमारा experience है body का और mind का और दुनिया का, it's vrittis basically. Vrittis means fluctuations of consciousness, which we experience in the form of thoughts, feelings, emotions, desires, manifestations, anxiety. And we were talking about mental health crisis right now. The mental health crisis is basically a result of trauma which interferes with the spontaneous self-regulation that occurs from the realm of soul, spirit, Jivatma. So, you know, when you look at chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Shri Krishna कहते हैं, I am the field, I am the knower of the field. So, field is kshetra, knower of the field is kshetragya.
Okay.
So, what is the knower of the field? How does it manifest? The field is consciousness, Jivatma, and then its manifestations are Manobuddhi, Ankar, and then the physical body, which is physical, and then prana. To go backwards from the outer to the physical body, to the mind, to the ego, to the intellect, and then go beyond that is what spiritual discipline is.
Yes.
Now, digital Deepak, I mean, digital Deepak is also a companion to this. It's a, you can ask me any question.
No, but I have a query here. All these years we thought we'll rely on the human intelligence of Dr. Deepak Chopra. Are you saying now we can rely on the artificial intelligence of digital Deepak?
Yes, because the artificial intelligence of digital Deepak is based on my work. 97 books, questions I've answered over the last 40 years, weekly columns that I do for the London Times, for San Francisco Chronicle, for YouTubes. So it has all that. And it's called a RAG model, but then it also, you know, after all the teachings of the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, whatever, Rig Veda, all the Samhitas, it's there for us to access. Now, of course, over the years, luminaries, gurus have existed, but there's no system where you can access all of them. Okay.
But as a spiritual guru, what compatibility you see between spiritualism and technology?
Well, technology is just a mean to access knowledge. So, you know, we have now the ability to access 40,000 years of human thought leadership, which has never been possible before. Then what you can also do is, if you understand spirituality is about self-awareness, then you see how many people have written about that, but how does that connect to the world? एक तो अपने को जानना है, दुनिया को जानना है, because if you don't know yourself, how can you know anybody else or the world? So technology gives, I don't even like to call it artificial intelligence, augmented human intelligence.
Okay.
But you are saying, because I've read this book.
Because artificial intelligence is not intelligence, it's a database. And it puts things in context.
So you're saying augmented human intelligence,
Correct.
AHI, that's the right word.
Or just call it augmented
But human
intelligence.
being is an emotional creature. So how AI can help him to boost his spirituality, to grow in spiritual
To
way?
give you an example, during COVID, we were seeing a lot of depression, suicide ideation, young people dying from suicide and other problems. We used an emotional AI. We created an emotional AI. And the emotional AI, because it has immense patience, you know, a human being can lose patience. If you ask me the same question 200 times, I might say, bus, enough.
Right.
But the machine will never do that. It has no emotion of itself, okay? So the machine was, our emotional chatbot saved 6,000 suicidal ideations during the pandemic. And was having 20 million conversations simultaneously. And young people were more trusting the machine than human beings because they didn't feel judged. Furthermore, the machine learnt everything about them. You know, we have used variables, so it knew what their heart rate was, what they were eating, what their metabolism was, and then it made sure, okay, what did you do last night? What did you have for dinner? I saw that you didn't sleep well. I saw that you had an argument and your blood pressure went up.
These questions were asked by the machine?
Machine. It checks on you. कि कल रात को क्या किया, कितने बजे सोए, क्या खाया, आपकी गर्लफ्रेंड ने आपको आपकी कॉल रिटर्न करी कि नहीं, because previously she had complained, you know, my girlfriend, or he had complained, girlfriend wasn't calling.
तो ये जो कंप्लेन किया, सवाल किया कॉन्वर्सेशनल बॉट के साथ, इसमें मैंने आपकी पुस्तक पढ़ी है, आप कहते हैं कि प्रॉम्प्ट, एक सवाल पूछना है, तो सवाल कैसे पूछें?
सवाल, you should treat the AI as a personal friend. Say, okay, you're my therapist. I have this problem. You know, every time I get stuck in a traffic jam, I get irritated. I argue with my wife, this and that. Can you help me? आप digital Deepak में जाओ. You'll get the answer in Hindi, English, Arabic and Spanish. And in 2-3 weeks in Chinese and Portuguese and in multiple languages. So it's global.
And it's authentic. All information that we'll access in the database, not just yours. How do we ensure?
No, it accesses only my database, which is enough. 40 years of database. But if it does not go the answer, then it uses what is called a RAG model. It looks at all the research, but then it looks at my work, and then it synchronizes that. Something called a RAG model, which means if you don't have the information inside, it will then go to external sources.
जी, but डॉक्टर दीपक, जैसे डीडी मॉर्निंग शो का हमारा रेगुलर सेगमेंट है मेंटल हेल्थ का, तो हम कहते हैं जी हम शरीर नहीं है और हम माइंड भी नहीं है, तो मेंटल हेल्थ के लिहाज से हम कैसे समझें, कॉन्शियसनेस का आपने जिक्र किया कि हम माइंड नहीं है.
माइंड को जब you watch, as in vipassana or mindfulness, you have the ability to watch your mind, and when you watch your mind, you realize you're not the mind. I mean, if you're the observer of the mind, then you can't be the mind. जिसे साक्षी कहते हैं हिंदी में, संस्कृत में. That is what we call Jivatma, and that also is not the ultimate. Ultimate is Atman Brahman. So as soon as Jivatma emerges, that is already conditioning. Okay, conditioning means karma, past history, past relationships, economics, education. Everything that we experience ultimately becomes part of our mind. But the mind is a modified form, mind, intellect, ego is a modified form of something called pure consciousness. Okay, चेतना. चेतना में शक्ति होती है. इसे कहते हैं आत्मा शक्ति, चेतना शक्ति, इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति. So that Shakti is accessed not by the mind but what we call Jivatma, which is of course we know Brahman. Now most people don't understand these terms in the West. So you say body, mind, intellect, ego, 5 sensory organs, 5 motor organs, but the source of that is pure consciousness, which is infinite.
And 5 senses cannot sense consciousness.
No, 5 senses actually emerge from consciousness.
Okay. It's the other way.
It's the other way. So let's say people are watching us on the program.
Right.
You and I are not on the TV set.
Okay.
Okay. Although it is manifesting on the TV set. So दो लोग देख रहे हैं, तो इस analogy में आप सोचें कि जो TV पे program हो रहा है, वो body, mind, spirit analogous है. जो screen है, वो कहीं नहीं जाती. Programs आजकल दूरदर्शन है, Netflix है, this and that, infinite programs. So pure consciousness can manufacture infinite programs, but it is the screen. It never changes. Okay, that screen is not even in time. The program is in time. Okay, that screen is eternal. Bhagavad Gita में कहते हैं, water cannot wet it, wind cannot dry it, fire cannot burn it. It's ancient, it's unborn, and it never dies. वो उसको क्या कहते हैं? आत्मन, ब्रह्मन, जीवात्मन. That is the key to self-regulation, self-organization, homeostasis and healing. So mental problems cannot be cured by the mind, because the mind creates the mental problem. How can you use
Consciousness
something?
will cure that.
Okay.
और कल की जो तारीख थी 10 अक्टूबर, वो भी बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण थी. वर्ल्ड मेंटल हेल्थ डे 10 अक्टूबर को मनाया गया. इस चलते एम्स दिल्ली में एक इवेंट भी हुआ. आप भी वहाँ मौजूद थे.
हाँ, मैं एम्स का ग्रेजुएट हूँ.
एम्स का ग्रेजुएट हैं आप. आपके विचार जो थीम थी इस बार, हाउ टू प्रायोरिटाइज मेंटल हेल्थ एट वर्क प्लेस.
Well, workplace needs a drastic revision, because health in the workplace corresponds to social health, personal health, emotional health, ultimately also corporate health and financial well-being. They're connected. So when you do the data, you see that workplace well-being, social well-being, emotional well-being and financial well-being are intimately connected. You treat and in a corporate setting there are 4 constituencies: employers, employees, customers and investors. अगर आप employers focus on their employees and employees are happy, then customers are going to be happy. If customers are happy, then investors are happy, and if investors are happy, the company does well.
Okay.
And there's a lot of data on this.
My query is, for spiritual growth, we have traditional methods. हमारे पास योग है, ध्यान है. तो ऐसे में टेक्नोलॉजी उसके साथ कैसे तालमेल बिठाएगी, और वो टेक्नोलॉजी के जरिए कैसे हम वो सब चीज़ों को प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं?
So आजकल तो टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस हो गई है तो for 15-20 years I taught something called the Soul of Leadership at Kellogg Business School, Columbia Business School. And then I also taught something called, the whole courses on Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, including the chapter on Vibhutis. We put that now online with Q&A, and then also AI can identify which part you don't understand, which part you need to practice, and then through videos and immersive technology you can teach simultaneously, say 20,000 people at different levels. So this is beginner, this is advanced, this is pranayam, basic techniques, but there are hundreds of techniques in pranayam. Yoga asana kitne hain? So हर एक योगा आसन का specific benefit होता है body mind में. एक nerve है हमारी body में called the vagus nerve. It's the healing nerve, and it is the nerve that is stimulated by pranayam, by yamas, niyamas, and also a pratyahara. Pratyahara hote hain withdrawal of the senses, but it teaches you how to know what's happening inside the body. Yogis can regulate their blood pressure, heart rate, immune system. So now I have to see all these variables. So everything that even now I'm speaking to you is being measured in my body, heart rate variability. Then I have a monitor here which is under my shirt, which is measuring my metabolic rate. All this is correlated with my sleep, what I ate. So, you know, the other day I got a call from somebody that we had given this technology to, and she said my blood sugar is high, but I was doing fasting. How is my blood sugar high? And we picked up that her blood sugar goes up every time she's stuck in a traffic jam, and she's irritated, and she secretes cortisol, and her blood sugar goes up, which has no relation to her diet. But now we can specify this. So technology helps you access a database, also helps you access specifically what you want, and then says, okay, this is the source, you know, this is the source, whether it's in the Upanishads or Patanjali or wherever, you can access it.
So, Dr. Deepak, as you mentioned, Upanishad, Vedas, yoga, one feels that all of this and much of it originated in India. When there was so much ancient wisdom in the Eastern world, once you graduated from AIIMS Delhi, what took you to the Western world, and how do we unite?
I went after my MBBS in All India Institute. I spent 23 years in Boston studying brain chemistry. And we were the earliest people to identify the connection between emotions and neuropeptides. Neuropeptides are chemicals, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, opiates. These are what pharmaceuticals manipulate, SSRIs, etc. But after 6 months or so, pharmaceuticals are not effective because the body gets used to it, the chemical, and furthermore it's artificial. You can create now the same dopamine and serotonin through emoticons, through digital technology. So abhi to beginning hai. Soon pharmaceuticals will be replaced by electroceuticals, and then digiceuticals, and then metaceuticals.
That's the future of humanity, you were saying, in health sector then?
Yeah, you see, Indian culture mein there's a concept, Maya. Maya means illusion, but in English we can say VR, virtual reality. Now, the reason virtual reality changes your biology is your body is also part of the virtual reality. So, you know, the Indians had it right. What you see as the external world, our ancient rishis said, it's a superposition on a deeper consciousness. So, ultimately, what we call the universe is a digital workshop and cosmic consciousness outside of space-time. The only difference between you and your shoes and this table is a combination of zeros and ones. That's the only difference, The difference between one object and another object, a mountain, a star, is a combination of zeros and ones. You are made of zeros and ones, but where does the 0 and 1 come from? The infinite. So my new formula is infinity is equal to 0 is equal to 1. If you divide 1 by 0, you get infinity. So, you know, Upanishads made this phrase is if you take some infinity out of infinity, what remains is infinity. Purnamidha Purnamidham. That is literally true. So there's a cosmic workshop outside of space-time, and it's a digital workshop. This is modern science, or at least an attempt, but we call that Brahman. And then the manifestation is this theater of space-time and causality and karma and vasanas and sanskar and all that. This theater of space-time with karma is karma bhumi on this planet. It's the digital printout. It's called Brahmand. So Brahman, Brahmand go together. Brahmand is the time-bound appearance of Brahman. But now because of virtual reality we can understand that, and this is not even the beginning. We will have virtual reality, extended reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, immersive dreamscape. So we are working on this at our foundation.
Right.
In a few years, you have high blood pressure, heart disease, you go into the theater and you'll get a VR session. Okay, and that'll bring, or inflammation, or whatever.
Right.
Anxiety, anorexia, eating disorders, all treated through VR because we are part of the VR.
Yes, well, absolutely fascinating. The more you hear Dr. Deepak Chopra, the more you want to ask him. But I think now, not just the human intelligence, we've got the leverage of augmented human intelligence, and therefore it's that digital dharma that we leverage technology and become self-aware. Thank you so much, Dr. Deepak Chopra, for joining us today on DD Morning Show. Thank you very much. Thank you.